Hello and welcome to Ninjabill Reviews, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Triple Changer Decepticon Blitzwing, and there it is. It's quite a mouthful, but here it is, and as you can see, you can't see, well, you'll see in a minute, but I got this on a good deal. I didn't want this figure. Well, I kind of did. But the thing is, as you guys know in some of my videos and streams, I've said again and again that unless I ran across this at a really cut down price, I would never pick this up. Well, I did. So this is, Blitzwing here with all of his accessories, and we'll talk about him more as we move along. But first, we will look at these instructions. It is a big booklet here of instructions, and yeah, so these are the instructions, and again, it's a really big booklet of instructions. There we go, there's all this stuff. So big booklet of instructions to get to all three his modes and his accessories and all that, and there you go. That's the booklet. There we go. And this is the box. I'm going to raise my camera up, so forgive me for a moment here. Okay, and here we go. And as you can see, I got it for 20 bucks. That's what I thought it was worth. That's what I told people I would pay for it. And I got it at the price I said I would pay it for. So there you go. And this is it. And it's a nice box. I dig it. I dig it. I do. So there says Blitzwing. There he is in his tank mode, his robot mode. You see his jet mode over there. 20 bucks. The card told me. Generations logo. There's Transformers going up the side here. Transformers Legacy Evolution, says leader class, plastic-free packaging. Got some nice artwork going on here. Just a repeat of what was on the front. Still pretty nice. On this side of the box, you have that nice... I would love a poster of this, of all of them, put together. That would be pretty cool. So, there you go. The whole Legacy Evolution... Legacy box art, poster, to, fill up a background. That would be nice. So, really, really cool. Occurs to me, maybe I could have, cut these out and, glued them all together and set it as a background. But I don't keep the boxes. So, there you go. You can see what's what. It's plastic free, authentic. Here is the reverse side of the box. Blitzwing Transformers, more than meets the eye. Takes 32 steps all the way around. There you go. It has this. We'll talk more about those accessories. And there you go. So there's all this. Now on the top of the box we have that right there. If you want to scan it, feel free. There you go. So pretty cool. Bottom box corporate stuff. So that's it for the packaging. And we will lower my camera here. There you go. Tilt it down. Whoops, sorry about that. And here it is. And now you might notice that I have this on the box and instructions. It shows you to have the turret facing this way. But look, and you can feel however you want to about what I'm going to say. But this is based on an animation error. All right. The front, the cockpit here was never meant to be the front of the tank. It just wasn't. It was based on an animation error. And now maybe, yes, that's why they did it this way, is to honor that, animation error. Because in the cartoon, original cartoon, it showed it, this way. And again, animation error. The thrusters are supposed to be the front of the tank. All right? In the G1 toy, thrusters were the front of the tank. All right, so if you look at the instructions, I will, as we go along, I will pop up, several images of the toys and the cartoon, and you'll see it as I go along here. But the thrusters, were meant to be, the front of the tank, and I'm not keeping this. Just to let you know, it's already going to somebody else to live in their home. I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm just not. And we'll talk, as we go along, we'll talk more about it. But this is the tank. Let me quickly actually talk about the accessories. Let's get these off here. Let's get all this off here. So set him aside for now. And comes with 2 rifles. And they're just so. Done purple plastic. Got some waffling, obviously. 5 mil pegs there and there. Pretty cool. And again, he does come with 2 of them. Set those off the side. He does come with his sword. There you go. Done in purple plastic. This is painted silver, which I really appreciate. It is a softer plastic. There you go. Now mine was really curved in the box, and I've heated up with a hairdryer, and made it so it's nice and flat now. So because I didn't like the curve, and it had a deep curve. I mean, it was bent like that. So I wasn't too happy with that. And got a 5 mil peg there, 5 mil hilt going on here. So pretty cool. And it comes with these 2 things, which look, man. All right. And I'll show you the weight scale in a moment, but these things are what really makes it leader class. All right. They're doing it by parts count, and weight. And it just, these things are just completely useless. All right. They are useless. But you got 3 there, and it comes with, like I said, total of, get out. Ooh, this one goes in really tight. Anyway, so total of 7 accessories. So you got these 4, these 3. So, there you go. But anyway, this is supposed to look like some sort of hand or something, maybe. I'm not sure. These are blast effect compatible. Good port there, peg there. So, I mean, it's... Why does he have giant hands? He didn't have giant hands in the cartoon. All right, so I don't get. I honestly don't get these. It's completely useless, and way to mark up the price, and they're again completely freaking useless. All right, so real quick. All right, and I talked about weight, and real quick do that. There we go. It's a set, and with the accessories, those are 40 grams. Is that right? Yeah, I do have it set on grams. There you go. Let me check, make sure. Yep. Sorry about that. I was making sure. But anyway, there you go. 40 grams of plastic. Just these 2 things. 40 grams of plastic. Then you add in his other accessories. There you go. That's 48 grams of plastic. All right? It's useless. He himself is pretty hefty. I will give it that. And that comes in 211 grams. Not too shabby for a liter. Not good enough. Not good enough. Because all this crap makes up the difference. All right? So, still, all in all, pretty good. Now, I couldn't find my Titan's Return Blitzwing. I had one. I just couldn't find it. It was in storage, and I couldn't find the tote that I kept it in. So this is the same, except for this is pretty much identical to the Blitzwing, except for the chest is different and the cannon is different. All right, so here you go. That's with all of the accessories, it's 179. So half the weight of this with everything. So hey, still. That makes this pretty chunky, but this is still the better toy. We'll get Megs off of there. Again, I'm going to use that as a representation because it is the same mold. So, there you go. Now we can get this out of the way and move on back to the toy. So, once again, this is the front of the tank. Titan's Return version was the same way. It got it right. This is the front of the tank, as it's meant to be. Not the jet mode shouldn't be the front of the tank. This is right. Now, with Megs here, I've got the feet folded in right now, but usually with this Megs toy, I like to keep the feet folded out and over these, to fill in this gap. So with Blitzwing, I keep it just like this. With Megs, I like to have those feet out and folded up to fill that space in there. And again, different cannon here, really, same weapon there, different cannon, and the chest is slightly molded slightly differently. So really, that's and of course, the Titan Master is different. But otherwise, this is the exact same mold as you get with the Blitzwing. And the mold I'm keeping this Megs. I like it. I'm keeping the Blitzwing. I prefer it. And I think this tank mode looks more solidified. Looks more like a tank does than this one. Get that stuff out of there. I mean, just one is longer, although this sets higher, but this just looks more unified. It really does. This looks more unified, like a tank. So, I mean, this one doesn't look bad. And then put that the right way. It doesn't look bad. I think it's a good tank mode. Don't get me wrong. I just think that's better. I like that slim, low profile. You know, I do. Harder to hit. I do. I like this. I like that sort of low profile. You know, on the battlefield. I think it'd be easier to hit this than that. But you know, with high-tech weapons, it doesn't really matter anymore. I mean, maybe in the 40s and 50s, but since the 70s, not so much. Anyway, so there you go. Quick comparison. We'll get that out of there. And I bumped my camera, and I apologize for that. But yeah, he looks really good. He looks really good. Lots of molded detail. There you go. Purple in there. I like the colors just fine. Those thrusters back there, which should, again, be the front. And people argue and may feel differently, but look. G1 toy, front of the tank, all right? Cartoon, animation error. This wasn't supposed to be the front, all right? So, all y'all who are, you know, Toon is king, well, I'm telling you, it was an animation error in a show which was full of animation errors all the time, all right? Color errors, animation errors. This is the front of the tank. Get used to it, all right? And if you think this is the front, you're wrong. The way they designed this is supposed to be a front. They're wrong. You're wrong, and they're wrong. This is the front of the tank. Deal with it. Anyway, here we go. And he does look pretty good. Not a lot of robot kibble under there. Really, really nice. I like how it's all compacted in there. I do like that. Again, front of the tank here, as they call it. Pretty cool. Not sure. Some people will complain about the gap there. That's okay. Some people will complain about that port being there, but that's for when you fold it up for robot mode and, jet mode. So, I get why they have that there. So, I mean, they could have, had a piece of plastic that covers that down, though, right there. You can see how that folds. They could have had a piece of plastic that folds in right there. However, if that piece of plastic was there, as you can see, it would cause problems when you rotated the can, and this would not have closed at all. So I get it. It could have been a folding panel. Either way, it works. I like the purple Decepticon symbol going on there. I dig that. So all in all, he looks really, really good. And once again, for comparison, here it is with the Titan's Return version. And I prefer the Titan's Return tank mode. I prefer the Titan's Return jet mode. You'll see that in a moment. When we do a comparison for that, this is the better toy. It doesn't weigh as much as you saw. It weighs half of what this one does. But this is a Voyager. He is technically, they call him a leader, but technically he's a Voyager. Most leaders are actually Voyager scale, old Voyager scale. But he is a true blue Voyager, and I prefer this one. I just do. So, get that out of there, and we will be right back with the jet mode. Alright, here we are, and here he is in his jet mode, and this thing is a train wreck. Alright, this thing it's ugly. I mean, there is no getting around all of that. All of this, it's just, there's no getting around it, alright? It is there, it is bold, it is in your face, and there is no way that you could possibly say, that's okay. That's okay. That's what a jet should look like. All this big chunk going on right here. This I could probably, if it was just this, I could probably forgive maybe or something. But all of that right there, it's not great. Does have, folding landing gear, which I do appreciate. And I do love the color. The nice silver wings there. Big purple Decepticon symbols done in silver. So I dig that nice bright yellow going on there. Silver on that nose cone. I dig it. I do like the look of the jet from this angle. This angle, perfect. This angle, no. This angle, ugh. So, real quick comparison, I'm going to set it right there. Hey, you get over there. This is the Titans Return, and I do think it is more successful. Now, once again, if I could have found the Blitzwing, I could have shown off the purple is almost the same color. And, he has a smaller cannon here. But I do think this is the more successful jet mode of the two molds. I think the previous version of the Blitzwing mold is the better mold. I mean, you still have all of this like you have on that, but it's a little more successful. I honestly think this is a little more successful. Um, I just do like it just looks better. And people may disagree with me, but I really do think this just looks better. And again, yes, it's well, in this, as a matter of fact, this is a longer than this one. As you can see, I'm getting back to back there against background, and this is longer. And of course, if I had the Blitzwing, we could compare the colors, but it's nearly identical, same colors as this one. So, again, I just think this is more successful. I think it looks more like a jet than this does with all that kibble right there. This has kibble on the outside too. There's no getting around it. All right, because he's got to be a jet, he's got to be a tank, and he's got to be a robot. So obviously, you can see the hands there, and you have all this. But I think it's a little done from the front, at least. It looks pretty successful. All right, that does not. From the side, he's still pretty. Still got a pretty sleek profile going on right there. See that? And then you look at the side of this one, and that sleek profile of the jet just goes away. And it just, I don't know, man. And you can see why I'm going to be keeping the Titans Return version that I have. This is the Megatron, obviously. But I just think this is a more successful toy. And I like the scale better, too, in robot mode. I think it's more successful. I really, really do. And this is my honest opinion. Sure, it's biased because it is my opinion, so sure, but you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to flip these forward. My bad. There you go. Set these going on here. There you go. But really, it makes no difference. It's the same difference. It's still. I think this really is the more successful jet. All right. Yes, I made a transformation error right there, but again, from the top, looks good. Any other way, it's not so much. At least, with this one, you still retain a sleek profile, heck, even the back here looks better. I mean, look at that. Whoops, this came untapped. I mean, look at that. Still a sleeker profile. Just, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, I think Titans Return version is the better version. Yes, it doesn't weigh as much as you saw. It weighs about half of what this does, but even with the, it only comes, with a couple of accessories, this one and the cannon that the Blitzwing had is still the same accessory. Cannon attached to this, this is just the better toy. It's just a better toy. Anyway, we'll be right back with the robot mode comparisons. Robot mode and robot mode comparisons. We'll get that out of there. And here we are with his robot mode. And I got to tell you, objectively speaking, this is the best Blitzwing we have gotten in a long time, all right? Looks almost like he stepped off the screen. Objectively speaking, this is the better Blitzwing for the robot mode. Let's make sure I make that really clear. The robot mode is superior. Now, again, I don't have the Blitzwing right here, but this is generally how it looks. Now, for the Megatron, you'd have these fins, up on the side. Whoops, there we go. There we go. And of course, it would have Blitzwing's, face here instead of the Megatron. But I like the scale better. All right. Objectively, though, this is the better robot mode. I mean, yeah, this is just the better robot mode. Imagine this in the same colors. This is the better robot mode. This has the better alt modes. All right, so pick pick one, I guess. But this, objectively speaking, he has the better alt modes. He has the better robot mode. And he has the better scale. So all in all, I would say that if you have the Titans Return version, I would pick that over the Legacy version because you're getting a better scale, you're getting a better jet mode, you're getting a better tank mode, and the robot mode, while not objectively speaking, isn't this. Uh, um, I think this is the better toy. I think this is the better robot mode. If you're just going to display him in robot mode, buy this toy. If you want to display any of the other modes and play with it, get the Titans Return version. I wish I could have found the one I had in storage. I really wish it's so hard to imagine what they would look like. I'll maybe put a picture up here of the robot mode right to cover this guy up or something right about there. But objectively speaking, I think the Titans Return version is the better toy. And this is why I'm getting rid of this one. I'm not happy with this. But I will say it is the better robot mode. So let's get on to looking at him and his robot mode. Here he is, and we'll zoom in on that head sculpt. There we go. And yep, right out of the cartoon. Look at that. Nice bright yellow going on there. Red in that crest. Red on that visor. Silver face. It really is the better robot mode here. Look at that. Nice. You got some rotation going on right there. You get some side to side. You get some up. Get some down. So, not a lot of down, but it's still there. We'll pull back now. For his arms, there's one thing I will say over the Titans Return version. There's some articulation problems going on here. The shoulders, right? So the shoulders are attached here, so you can get out, but nothing really more. Only you can maybe get a bit more. Oh boy, that did not sound good. I just unclipped that. That's all. So I mean, if you unclip it, you can get a bit more out of the shoulders, but once it's back in there, you can't. You got some wrist articulation. For those elbows, you got, looks like 90 degrees. You can get the arm up forward a bit more by moving that panel. So, I mean, you got that. But, again, the articulation problems going on right there. Same on the other side. You have some waist articulation. Pretty good. People messaging me. And that's good. Flaps will move up out of your way so he can kick forward that far. It is on a universal joint there. Kick forward that far. Kick not really any back because this is a solid plate there, so he can't really get any back. That's kind of disappointing. We'll go out to the side. Not quite 90 degrees. So, yeah, that's disappointing. Knee will get past 9 degrees, which is just fine. Close up those. Traditionally, you're supposed to keep these forward. Some people will keep these folded back and just use the feet. Entirely up to you, but for the GM1 toy, like those fins were out. They were supposed to be as toesies. Anyway, you get some down on those. No real up. Same thing on the heels. So, and you get a nice deep rocker. So, all in all, not too shabby. Could have used a bit more engineering, I think, on the shoulders. But all in all, not too bad. This is what he looks like from the back. So, hefty backpack, but Blitzwings typically do. So, when it comes to triple changers, there's got to be some forgiveness, all right? There just has to be some, because it's trying to accomplish 3 different things. He's trying to be a tank, he's trying to be a jet, and he's trying to be a robot. So, of course, triple changers typically have some kibble. I'm kind of hoping they give us a new Octane. Maybe it'll replace my, although I love my Titans Return version Octane. I'm here to tell you, I think that is a fantastic toy. The best Octane toy we have gotten in decades. So, but we'll see. But here he is from side profile. Like I said, the robot mode does look good. From the front, he does look great. I mean, fantastic. I just wish, he looked good in his other modes too, because they're all important. They're what make up his character as a triple changer. They're all important, right? Yes, typically with triple changers, because of the all alt modes, something is sacrificed. But I don't think, well, this is Why is he standing at such an odd angle? Oh, I forgot to say there is, a swivel there at the thigh. I forgot to talk about that. There's a swivel here at his bicep. I forgot to mention that. But I just, it's just some things are sacrificed traditionally, and this time the sacrifice was in his jet mode. Um, and I don't like it. I just don't like it. I think too much was sacrificed for this character, and I don't know, man. I'm trying to remain objective, but I do think the Titans Return version is better, objectively speaking, and there's bias. It can't be completely objective, all right? There is a bias. But all in all, it looks good. I like the way they engineered this so that Cannon can just rotate and, boom in there and then get covered down. I do like that. I like the way they engineered the forearms here with all that rotation and everything fitting in together and to cover up that, port where the hands fold into. I like that. I like the way the legs are engineered, sort of how these wings will fold down and around and cover down on there. There you can see I didn't get that one tabbed in properly. I guess it doesn't want to stay in there. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. It doesn't want to stay in there all the time, but I like the way it covers all down so you ain't got a lot waffling. I appreciate the engineering that went into this, all right? The little details, the subtle details, I dig it. I dig it. I do appreciate that, okay? I like the way this whole thing folds over and this becomes his chest piece, and how the cockpit has that. There's a lot of little subtle details going on here that I really do appreciate. Do not mistake me. I just wish it was better. I just do. And yes, some people have told me when I was speaking to them, we'll go buy a third party then. That's what you want, third party masterpiece. I don't collect masterpiece, all right? I want chug. That's what I'm going for. It's chug collection, all right? If yes, I could go the third party route or a masterpiece route and get a better toy, but that's not what I want in my collection. I have a few masterpiece toys and I appreciate and love them, but I'm going for a chug collection. So I have to be, I don't have to be, I have to, compromise, all right, and be satisfied with what you get from a chug in a chug collection. But I think, objectively speaking, I think I'm just keeping the Titans Return because I think it's a better toy. When all three modes does pretty good, and this one you get 2 out of 3 modes that does pretty good. Objectively speaking, you want to keep the better one. Real quick, I'm going to edit this, throw in the edit somewhere I think is appropriate, but I forgot to show off how the accessories work. So you do get a sword, and of course you can store these at any of the ports. Here, there, or there. You can store this anywhere, but really he's meant to have his sword in his hand, and it just fits in there just fine. So I forgot to talk about that. You do have these things, and I'm telling you, these things are utterly useless, all right? You can put them on his hand and have his big hands in a pointless tripe. Anyway, with these, and I forgot to show off in jet mode where they could store, on the sides. I'm sorry about that, but, he does have his rifles here, and, they can fit in each hand, or you could store them there, or you could store them, here on his back if you wanted. Put them this way. And there you go. So you have options, and you have storage options, and that's all good. You can even store these on his back if you so wish. Again, I just think these are pointless waste of. It's a cash grab away from people, to get people to pay more money for a toy that I don't think is all that superior. But anyway, back to the show. There you go. That's pretty much all I gotta say. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. It's been going on too long. 27 minutes according to my countdown here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please make sure you click that like button. Absolutely click that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not joined already. Leave a comment. Always appreciate. Share my videos. I don't think anybody's ever shared my videos, and that's okay. And I really do, look, if this is what you already have in your collection, or you haven't found this yet, I would say go ahead and pick it up. But if you have the Titans Return in your collection, you don't need this. You just don't. Keep the Titan's Return. I think it's the better scale. I think it's got the better alt modes. I think it's just engineered a little bit better. Although the engineering in this is really good, as I pointed out. You know, the subtle little things like the way they cover down stuff. I appreciate all that. Anyway, something. Oh, be good to each other.